I found this login page which has something to enter like a username and password, and how as an ethical hacker will find vulnerabilities in login pages like this. Right. So the common usernames that you probably think of an ethical hacker or an hacker would log in is basically the guest or test users. But the main aim of hackers or ethical hackers to log in is as admin. So admin user is somewhat an privileged user which can do anything in the system. Once you get admin access, you can just do whatever you want, right? So you do have all the permissions. So the common passwords that we try is like admin password or something like that. So once I enter this common password in this website, I was able to notice that login was filed, and the interesting part here is the SQL query. So select star from users where name equal to admin and password equal to password. So here is what the error throws to me. So this error says what vulnerability existed in this particular web page. So this error means everything for an ethical hacker. So the hacker can do like SQL injection test using single quote or one equal to one hyphen hyphen. These are some of the SQL queries that was able to bypass these login mechanisms. Fortunately, I was able to log in to this website by exploiting this vulnerability. Right, you can see the flag, but it is in plain sight. The flag will be somewhere else, but our aim is not to find the flag, but also find other methods of exploiting this. So this is a single method of exploiting this vulnerability. But in this case, we are going to use a tool called SQL Map, which is again an automated tool to use to perform SQL injection vulnerabilities. Like we are using this SQL Map tool for this, so that you will have better understanding of that. Right. So when I open that here, and please enter the full target URL. So it is asking me to enter the target URL. I'm just entering this URL. After that, it is asking me to enter the post data minus data, and for now I'm just clicking this, and here I have plenty of options, but in this case I'm not going to do in this. But the good way that I found is to use the burp suite for capturing the requests and making things different. So you can just open the burp suite. Once you open the burp suite, we'll be commonly using the community edition of burp suite. Anyways, it's not an issue in this case. So it's in the latest 2026.3.2 in my burp suite version. So what you are going to do here is to capture this request by enabling the proxy and capturing this login request. And this is it. This contains everything that we wanted. Like I'm just going to copy this into a file. So I'm just right clicking and copying this, and I'm just opening my mouse pad and saving all this into a file called whatever name that you would like to give. In this case, I'm just giving as cyber. Okay, so that's our channel name. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. So after that, when I ended this let me close this, and I'm just going to open a new terminal. And when I enter ls, it was able to list the contents, and our channel name is here. I'm just using SQL map -r and the file. So this file is checking for vulnerabilities. Are you sure really want to continue? Yes, we are going to use this to check for SQL injection vulnerabilities. This is an automated tool that attackers will use. So this tool will automatically able to find vulnerabilities. So not always, this query will not work always. So for SQL injection types vulnerabilities, you can just search for SQLI. So that's the SQL injection short form, SQLI GitHub. So once you search for SQLI GitHub, then let me turn off the interception, and you will be able to see once you turn off the proxy, all those things, you will be able to see the SQLI payloads from various websites. So these are some of the SQLI payloads. For example, once you open this, these are some of the payloads that you should try, but you can't try all those things, right? So that's quite irritating. So that's why we will be using tools like SQL Map, which is an automated SQL injection attack tool. And in this case, I'm just using the --badge for selecting it automatically. So in this case, we get an error. Sometimes you won't be able to log in using this tool, but in other cases, you will be able to log in easily. But in this lab, you will be able to log in easily using the simple exploit code that you put in there. But this is a simple vulnerability. How we were able to find these vulnerabilities using the error message that they throw. Right, so this error message says that this has SQLi vulnerability. Sometimes you can able to log in using methods like these, but sometimes you have to use the SQL map like tools for finding vulnerabilities. This does works sometimes. Most of the times this does works, but in some scenarios you won't be able to work. So in this case it's not there. So our aim is to find the flag, so which will be hidden under this. So it will be in the page source, but you have to know that there is something called the SQL map tool for SQL injection vulnerability. So other than that, we also have some other labs like the logon, which is again something that you should know. So once I move here and once I start this, and once I'm able to get a URL, so I'm just going to visit this particular URL, and here also we have a factory login which has the username and password in it. So this is basically a, oh shit, I was able to log in so easily. This is highly vulnerable. When I enter a space a, so I'm able to log in without providing any credentials. So like that you will be able to find this is really highly intentionally vulnerable web app. So but in this case you are logged in as a normal user, but this is not what we want. So we want to log in as the root user. While inspecting the page source, I'm not able to find anything suspicious here. So what makes me stand out is the sign out option here. Once I click here, always there is a sign out option. So once I enter to login as any of the user, still when I click sign out, yes, it is working. Okay, I'm just login as any user. You will be able to log in as any user you want, but in this case you have to log in as root. By inspecting and viewing the browser developer tabs, by moving to the storage, I was able to find a value like for admin it's set it as a false, and for password and username it is set it as a. This is what we created. This is not what we created, but this is something that we entered and was able to log in. Even without some username and credentials, we were able to log in this particular web page. But in this case it is admin, it is set as false, but this is a boolean value. You can just try to set this as true and refresh. It does work. Now we are able to log in this as root. So sorry, as admin user. Once I refresh this, still I'm not able to find any flag. Once I move back and move to the storage and inspect here, this is still as the true. Once I refresh, still I'm not able to find anything. So what I'm going to do here is entering some random credentials and log in. So now I think I have to turn off those things like let me close all those useless things. And what I'm going to do is to view the inspect this and setting this admin as true. The T should be capital letter, so that's what the error throws before. Now once I refresh this, I was able to get login as admin user. So this is how the vulnerability is located. So there are various ways of locations or various locations of vulnerabilities. Like for SQL injection vulnerability, we were able to find that there are wide variety of payloads available, and for this you have to inspect, you have to know the browser developer tools. This is highly important. As an ethical hacker should definitely need to know how to use the browser developer tools and what are the things inside it and what are the things that you can do in the browser developer tools. And moreover, we also need to know some web application vulnerabilities like SQL injection, XSS, etc. So this is what I recommend you to have some skills and knowledges about this. I hope this video is informative for you guys, and thanks for watching, guys. If you find this video helpful, don't forget the subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next one.